This podcast contains graphic content. Listener caution is recommended. Specifically, today's episode of Choosing the Bear contains themes and discussion of hate crimes and murder.
Hello and welcome to Choosing the Bear, a true crime podcast. My name is Daniel and with me is my co-host / sister Lois. Today's episode is on the murder of Gemma Hayter. Hello to you, Lois.
Hi.
Hi.
It's
Right.
Tuesday today.
Yeah, no, the routine that we did start is fully gone. We never do these like early in the week, and quite frankly, I'm not liking it.
No, but I was meant to text you about this actually because
Cool.
next week I'm off work on Friday, so that's cool. But the Friday after, I'm at a concert, so I won't be able to film.
We don't record on Fridays anyway, so what's the problem?
No, we
Well,
had a
I should have
routine
said-
recording on
Yeah.
Fridays.
We had, past tense, so that doesn't really matter.
Oh.
So that whole conversation then didn't need to happen.
Oh, well, I'm a bit devastated, to be honest, because we've got tickets to go to a Marvel orchestra, and on the same date, it's a Pitbull concert, and I could probably cry. And
Wait, hang on, what time's Pitbull though?
it probably starts at like 7 o'clock.
Do we know what time the Marvel thing is?
I presumed it would be like evening.
We can have a look. This isn't really podcast chat, but this is just general waffle. Because maybe you could do both.
I mean, I could possibly do both depending on the times, but my bank account is literally crying right now.
Mr. Worldwide, though.
Because, no, I know, and I have wanted to see him for years, but I have...
Years?
Yeah, I have
Really?
loved Pitbull since I was like in my teens. But I've got quite a few concerts this year. I've got Sabrina Carpenter, Flo, You Me at 6, Oasis, and Post Malone.
Lois loves Oasis. She's a massive Oasis fan.
I love Oasis.
Yeah, she loved it. Absolutely loves them. Liam Gallagher's biggest fan, Lois is.
I only know, I know people are going to be like, why are you going if you don't know? But I only do know a couple of songs, so.
I mean, hey, you get to go, and everyone else doesn't. Those poor people who are true fans, real fans who tried to get tickets and couldn't. But at least you get to go, yeah? That sounds like I'm bitter,
You know.
like I didn't get any tickets. I'm not asked. Personally, I don't like Oasis. I think they're knobs. Fuck those guys. Yeah, I don't like them.
As you were, LG.
As you were, LG. Get a grip. Go away. I've got 2 concerts this year, so far.
Where you going?
You know one of them because you're going to be there. Said Marvel concert. Very excited for that. Looking
Because I
forward
like
to it.
violins.
I just love an orchestra, Lois. Like, any time of the day, give me an orchestra. Give me an orchestra on any sort of song, especially rock music. Like, Bring Me the Horizon did a whole sort of album, or like a gig, at the Royal Albert Hall with an orchestra behind them. Shit's fucking sick. It's so cool.
I would love to go to I seen that they were doing or have done a Barbie one, like the Barbie movie music live. But that's so cool to say, Barbie movie music.
The Barbie movie music. Really?
Yeah, they were doing it live. I don't know if they've already done it, but I would love to go. And then you went to the proms.
I went to the Doctor Who proms last year, and that was like a lifelong ambition that had been. I remember as a kid watching the proms back in 2013 being like, oh, I'll go to the next ones. The next ones didn't happen until last year, so I did end up going, but it was one of those things where as a kid I was like, I'll go next year. It never happened. But yeah, no, that was insane. Going to see the proms live and hearing that orchestra in the Albert Hall, boomed, it's sick. And then the second concert I'm going to is Linkin Park, which I'm very excited for. I last saw them in 2014. You were there for that one as well.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to their new album, and also I'd rather babysit. So.
You have listened to the album. We've already spoke about this.
No, but not properly. I haven't. I've heard it, but I haven't listened.
All right, whatever. You can't see it right now, but Lois is currently experimenting with blankets on her head. She looks absolutely mental.
I know. I always, because I'm sitting right in front of the door, and I think, oh my god, if someone was to walk in and just see me sitting here with the blankets over my head.
Foolish.
But as promised in probably the last 2 episodes, I have a written. Is that the right one? Wrote. I have produced a piece of collective words about why we decided to call the podcast Choosing the Bear. And I wrote this
90% Lois, 10% me. I sort of went, yeah, that one sounds good.
Well, yeah, I gave you options and then you said, yeah, that. I just want to give a little warning before we begin. So, anyhow, let us begin. I'm a bit nervous. I wrote this in probably about 10 minutes.
Why don't you just do it off the cuff? You don't need to have a speech prepared. Just say why you called it Choosing the Bear.
When we did this last time, I cut it out because there were more. When I was editing it, I thought, oh no, I should have said that instead, or I should have said this. So this way I've got it all written down.
All right.
And I leave no stone unturned.
Fire away.
Would you rather be stranded in the woods with a man or a bear? This question has been asked to many women since it started trending in 2024. Many women chose the bear. While I am not ignorant to the fact that there are female murderers, abusers, and serial killers, etc., I acknowledge that everyone can be a threat to me no matter their gender identity. However, statistics have proven that men have more violent tendencies than women. Yes, the bear can threaten your life and endanger you, but would a bear assault or attack you and it be blamed on what you were wearing or be asked if you led them on? Would a bear take you back to their place and imprison you for many years? Would a bear traffic me across the world using my body as an object to make money? Would a bear threaten your life if you said you were going to leave them? Would a bear be a member of a, quote, rape chat discussing how they've raped their relatives and give advice to other bears on what to do? No. Not every man is a threat or is capable of violent behaviour, but I don't know who is. The worst thing a bear will do is kill you. There is a greater, deeper threat from a man than a bear, and that's why I will always be choosing the bear.
Banger.
Kaboom, bitch!
Yeah, no. So, like, very good name, I think. I think that whole thing about choosing the bear, like the idea of it and that question being asked. Initially, because I remember you texted me and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't get that because I never heard of it before. Doing this, I've realised like...
Because you're not chronically online.
I'm not chronically online. But, like, doing this, I've realised like sort of how like... is naive the word? Not naive. Unaware of like this sort of world fully. So I've never heard of choosing the bear. So when I was like, what the fuck is that? And then when you described it, I thought, yeah, that's perfect. That's a really solid name. And the meaning behind it carries a lot. Because obviously, like we say in that little message then, we're not saying, all men are bad. Because obviously...
No, when I'm not like, all men are trash. Because no, they're not.
Yeah, man, like that shit's... Again, that's chronically online. Can't be asked to get into that sort of shit with those people. But no, choosing the bear is a lovely... You got hiccups. In a podcast, you got hiccups.
And now I'm moving because I'm really uncomfortable.
Sick. Oh my god.
Anywho, that's why I called it Choosing the Bear. I'm also going to post that onto our Instagram. Have you got anything else to discuss?
Nothing to discuss, I don't think. I got nothing to mention. Nothing new to propose to the table. I think we just get on with the subject at hand.
Have you also got the things that have made you smile this week? Because I have quite a few. I was going to write a list, but I forgot.
We've done the opposite. So last week you came to the table with nothing. This week I'm coming to the table with nothing, but I will find out something.
Okay. Gemma Hayter was born on the 13th of September in 1982. Her mum, Sue, described her as, quote, such a character from the minute she was born. She was very, very loving. She was always wanting cuddles. During her childhood, Gemma's family suspected that she had a mental disability such as autism, but Gemma was never formally diagnosed. She had many tests done, but none come back with a conclusive answer. Gemma did attend a mainstream primary school and, quote, according to the school, she was fine. She was coping. However, her sister Nikki said, quote, we knew she couldn't do anything that other kids could do, yet nobody took her out of that school and put her somewhere else. I didn't know how she kept slipping through the net because she was quite obviously struggling. Aged 14, she enrolled in a school tailored for those with disabilities, but still it was a struggle to get a diagnosis. Between the ages of 13 and 19, she had 29 contacts with learning disability services. However, several tests indicated that she didn't have a significant learning disability. However, Gemma struggled with everyday activities such as brushing her teeth and washing herself, etc. Despite many years of fighting and seeking help through different agencies and medical professionals, Gemma had reached adulthood and no agencies were able to provide her with support. However, Rugby Council then stepped in, saying that they believe that Gemma may need to be in supported living, so they were to conduct an assessment. Although it was concluded that Gemma was fit to live independently. At 24 years old, Gemma was signed out of the system and wasn't to be given any support.
Right, so there's a lot to unpack there, first off. But, like, we always say is in most episodes now about the system being, like, fucking dog shit.
Shit.
But if she's, like, unable to do tasks like brushing your teeth unaided, how do they look at her and be like, she's fit to then, you know,
live independently
alone? Yeah. Like, because living alone is hard. You've got so many, like, external attributes to, like, the living situation, and if she's struggling to brush her teeth, you can't expect her then to just conquer all these other things that come with everyday living. Like, that's fucking wild. Whoever, like, took these tests needs to fucking look at themselves.
Aged 25, Gemma was placed into council housing in Rugby, West Midlands. It's rumoured that this block of flats is where the council put ex-prisoners. So, I don't really, like, what the fuck? I mean, I know that they have said that, like, oh no, she's okay to live independently, but she's not, and they've put her in the same block of flats as apparently ex-prisoners.
Yeah, like, this has failed from the get-go. Like, she isn't able to live independently, as she's proven that, you know, in she needs more assistance to do things that other people can just do on their own. But then to, like, just disregard that fully, then put her in a place full of, you know, criminals, instantly we failed her, you know? Like, straight away things have gone downhill.
Yeah, and as we'll sadly see, like, Gemma was already vulnerable due to her, like, additional needs that weren't being acknowledged, but then she is then vulnerable with another aspect of being taken, like, completely advantage of by just pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Her sister Nikki recalled Gemma never really letting them into her flat and would initiate meeting up at different places rather than her flat. After her death, police entered the property and found how Gemma had been living. The flat was in a state. Sue said, quote, "She didn't keep it tidy. It started smelling. It was horrendous." She also said how Gemma had been given items such as a TV, stereo, when she first moved into the flat. Most of these items were missing, suspected of being stolen.
Oh.
A lot of this information, like the quotes, there's a, like, I think it might be like a 30-minute, maybe an hour, but I'm pretty sure it's a 30-minute documentary on BBC. I think I might have it at the end, but I'm pretty sure it's called My Murder, Gemma, something along the lines of that. I'm probably sure if you just search Gemma Hayter into BBC iPlayer, you can watch it, but I'm pretty sure that there's police pictures of, like, her flat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it is just like a mess. Which I'm not saying, like, oh my God, how did you let it get that messy? But, like,
yeah,
clearly she's struggling and she just got completely disregarded by, like, medical professionals.
Would you say it's like, you know, when you have those hoarders, is it on that sort of level, or are they, like, two different things? Because I know hoarding is obviously just because you just can't lose anything, you know, it's just compiled up. Oh, right, yeah. So it's not like a hoarder sort of mess, it is just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Oh, it's called Gemma, My Murder on BBC iPlayer. Yeah.
There you go. And if you're not in the UK and not a BBC iPlayer, good luck to you.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Gemma had a friend named Chantal Booth. Nikki said, quote, "I met her once. She wasn't somebody I would choose to be my sister or daughter's friend, if you'd like. But the fact that she wanted to spend time with Gemma being Gemma, I thought that she was a really nice girl." Taylor, Gemma's niece, knew another perpetrator, Jessica Lyons, from school. She said, quote, "They're the ones to watch out for." She also met Joe Boyer, perceiving him to be a, quote, "funny guy, kind of cool." Chantal was in a relationship with Daniel Newstead. Jessica was in a relationship with Joe, and they all had a friendship with Duncan. So we kind of got a bit of a friendship circle going on here.
A group forming.
So Chantal's going out with Daniel, and Jessica is in a relationship with Joe, and they all had a friend called Duncan.
Okay, there's a lot of names.
And Chantal was the one who was, like, originally friends with Gemma.
Yeah, the first friend.
Fran, a family friend, recalls being told that, quote, she got caught up with a group of people and they were using her flat to store drugs such as heroin and cocaine. Fran asked Gemma about this and she responded with, no, their presence and I'm looking after them. This shows how vulnerable Gemma is, believing that their presence and that it's harmless, when really her house, flat, is literally being used as a drug den.
Yeah, no, the minute you said it, it reminded me of something that happened in Line of Duty, the very similar thing of these criminals taking advantage of a disabled person to harbour their own things, and it's so despicable, that sort of behaviour. It's just the lowest, man, proper scum. Because they know what they're doing, they know they can get away with it because that person is vulnerable and can be easily manipulated, so they prey on that, they pry on those buttons. So like when it's an active choice like that, you just think, what sort of person are you who can belittle and embarrass someone just so you can get your drugs hidden?
Fran also recalls another incident, quote, the day before she got murdered, I went over to the garage to get a paper and Gemma was outside the garage. I said, what are you doing around here again? Gemma responded by saying she was going to Coventry, which is about 30 minutes away, with Daniel and Chantal. Fran questioned who they were, asking Gemma to come into the shop with her and further questioned her on why she was going to Coventry. Gemma said, quote, well, they tell me what they want and I get it for them. Fran then asked why she would steal, let alone for somebody else, and Gemma replied, quote, because they're my friends. She couldn't seem to comprehend that stealing was wrong because she was doing it for her friends. Gemma was being taken advantage of. She was vulnerable and easily persuaded, committing crimes to maintain her so-called friendships with the group.
This is horrendous. This is awful. How old are they all again, sorry?
I haven't said their ages yet, but I do have them at the end. They're in their 20s, like early 20s, like 20, 22 and 18.
Oh my God. So like more than aware, you know? Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Easily knowing what you're doing is wrong. Committing crimes, like forcing her to do that sort of stuff under the guise of games and just a bit of fun or whatnot. Like, oh God, I think manipulation is such a horrible, horrible thing.
Especially when, like, she's unable to comprehend that she is doing something bad and that she's being taken advantage of.
Like, in their eyes, she's the perfect girl for this sort of thing because she can't see it. They don't
just using her.
Yeah.
And they're taking complete advantage of her vulnerability. Gemma received benefits from the government and would go to a convenience shop to collect them, while the group was waiting outside for her. She would then spend her benefits on things that the group wanted. The night before her murder, on the 7th of August 2010, Gemma went out to the pub with the group. Chantal is seen pushing Gemma away from the group while the others stood by and laughed. Chantal had been ID'd at the pub and Gemma made a joke saying that she was only 16 and Chantal was pissed. She retaliated by pushing her down the road and Jessica punched her in the face. And you can see, I can't remember if you can see Gemma being punched, but you can see CCTV footage of this.
I feel like that shouldn't be, made public. I feel like, especially with them, what happens, I feel like those sort of things we shouldn't, as a public, be allowed to see, especially if it then leads to something like a murder.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel a bit iffy about all that sort of stuff. Not just in this case in particular. I mean, in general. On
the 8th of August, Gemma contacted Chantal saying that she wanted to pick up her bag that she'd left there the previous night. Chantal persuaded Gemma to go around to hers to collect her bag. Whilst being at the flat, Gemma was forced to drink urine, had been thrown against the radiator, resulting in a broken nose. She was then locked in a toilet and repeatedly hit with a mop. In court, the judge said that Gemma, quote, called out again and again for her mobile telephone, which was put down another laboratory to protect you by ensuring that she could not get help. She also had masking tape wrapped around her face. That is actually, Fred and Rose West did that. They wrapped tape around their victims' heads. That literally haunts me.
That's just, what the fuck? I try not to, just be like, bloody hell, that's awful. I try and have more sort of insightful things to say, but, that is just horrific.
Yeah.
The constant abuse in that short span of time You know, like forcing her to drink urine, locking her in a cupboard, masking tape on her face, hitting her with a mop. Like there's so many different ways of abuse all happening at once.
And her being locked in a toilet and her like begging for a phone, and them just like that would actually, not that I would even be in this situation anyway doing that to someone, but like hearing someone beg like for help, it would literally break me.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And the fact that not one of them faltered, and if anything, sort of amped it up.
But then it's also kind of like herd and group mentality. Like, you don't know if multiple of them were thinking, this is fucked, like we need to stop, but none of them had like the balls to stand up and say, this is fucked, we should stop.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I don't know. I mean, I've never been in this situation, never will be. But I don't know. I feel like just if you see someone in that much distress, I don't know. Again, I've not been in a situation, so I can't say I do this.
No, but I'm not saying that like herd mentality is a thing, but like it is like a theory.
Yeah, no, I'd like to think that if I was ever in a place and someone was being, you know,
beaten and locked in a fucking cupboard,
I wasn't even going to go to that extreme, but just in general, like if someone's being sort of, I don't say picked on, but you know what I mean, being untreated really fairly, I'd like to think that, you know, I'd break out of that herd. Yeah.
But then we've also got morals and these people don't.
Yeah, no. It's just completely different situations. Anyway.
The gang then led Gemma to a railway line, claiming that they were going to walk her home. In court, the judge said, quote, she had been taken out of her flat, cleaned up so that attention would not be drawn to her en route. She tagged along, battered in pain and unsuspecting, like a faithful, loving dog, as she walked her to her death. Instead, they put a black bin bag over her head and was then beaten up. As well as this, she had been stabbed in the back and stamped on her head, leaving a footprint mark. She was then stripped naked, her clothes were placed into a bin bag, and she was then left to die. The judge later said, quote, she screamed and struggled. Gemma's cause of death was determined to be drowning on blood from her nose. Oh my God, I can't. Fucking brutal and oh my God.
Barbaric, I think that's...
Yes.
It's full on barbaric. Like there is no... There's nothing in there. That's just like pure evil. What the fuck, man? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
And like drowning on blood from her nose, that is absolutely... Obviously, all of this is horrific, but that is just...
That being the cause is really fucking sad. And again, one thing, the fact that they then cleaned her up.
Yeah, so
to
no
take
one...
her outside.
Yeah. That also... I feel like that also shows that what they know what they're doing is wrong.
Of course it does. Yeah. But this is what, like I was saying earlier, there are some people that just don't have anything in them. Like this is just... Wow, I've never heard this before, and it's truly horrific. Like, this is genuinely awful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gemma's mum said, quote, all I could think was why. Why would you do something like that? She was very vulnerable. Even though they did that to her, I'm quite sure that if she survived it, she would have forgiven them.
That's awful.
Yes.
And potentially true. I mean, look what happened after they, cleaned her up. She started walking along with them.
Yeah, she still went with them.
Abided by them. And I think the simile of saying like the loyal dog is massively like apparent and really holds a lot of power, I think. Because like that they will stick with you. And it's a real fucking tragedy that she was with these people and stuck with them and she couldn't see, and that's really fucking sad.
I know. I'm very sorry if you can hear background noise in the background. It's something a bit out of my control. Anywho, my loves. A jogger discovered Gemma's body on a disused railway. Knowing that Gemma's body had been discovered, Jessica went to Facebook asking, quote, wants to know what's happened on Hilly Road. Is it true they found a body? Does this not remind you of the murder of Brianna Jai that we've covered? And it's like after Scarlett and Eddie have murdered Brianna, she's then posting like, oh my God, what they did to you was so fucking sickening. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this, when
Terrifying.
she's the fucking perpetrator.
Yeah, really, really scary mindset that is.
Chantal and Jessica had both grown up in care and had children that had been taken away from them by social services. Joe, Duncan and Daniel were known to the probation service. A police officer described the gang's behaviour in court, saying they, quote, treated the whole process really as a bit of a joke. Probably just thought we'll give it a few more hours and we'll be out and carry on with our chaotic lifestyles. While waiting to be sentenced, Joe was writing about how he looked forward to his sentence, quote, I can't wait to get sentenced now and go to a proper jail for lifers. What do you mean?
Was that? Yeah. Oh, some people, honestly, are just... They're not worth the time. They're not worth the air they breathe.
He continued by saying, this sounds sick, bro. Key to my door, bare shit to do, PlayStation and DVD. I genuinely can't with like UK prisons. It's just absolute fucking joke. Absolute joke.
Yeah, it could be like a... I mean, that's what he's going in there for. That's what he's excited about. It's like a fucking holiday camp.
Fucking hell, just the basic bare minimum. Why are you allowed a PlayStation in prison? Why are you allowed a DVD player in prison? If you go to prison, you deserve to fucking rot.
You're being punished by being there. You shouldn't be rewarded.
No, with a fucking PlayStation and shit.
That's the surface level thing about prisons. It's a punishment thing, isn't it? You're being punished for your crimes, so we're going to put you in this cell. We're not going to put you in this pad and give you a PS5 and a 4K TV.
Daniel, Chantal and Joe were aged 20, 22 and 18 at the time of their sentencing. They all received a life sentence with a minimum of 18 years. Jessica and Duncan were convicted of manslaughter and were sentenced to 15 and 13 years. Sue, Gemma's mother, said, quote, 5 people who did not try and stop it happening. 5 and not one of them reported it, end quote. It's absolutely like, I mean, we have just kind of like touched on this, but like that 5 people have all met up and have the same like fucked up mentality and like willingness to just do absolute heinous acts is just beyond me.
5 of the worst people you could put together, whose brains, unfortunately, all synced up in this mindset and this thought process.
Mm-hmm. Even though many agencies claim that Gemma was fit to live independently without support, 2 years after her death, oh my God, I forgot about this bit, this literally makes one ball. 2 years before her death, she had written a letter asking for support. Quote, this is what I need and want in my life, to have my own flat and for people to stop telling me what I need. It is my life. I am an adult of 25 years old. For someone to help me with personal hygiene, cleaning and laundry when I need help. I would like a job. I need my independence. I'd like someone to help me when I ask for it. I would like a flat with warden control. I do have some friends and I'm losing my hearing. And I have problems in my pelvis which can affect my walking and sleeping, etc. I forgot. I wrote this case like, let me see when I did it. The 5th of December and it's now February, so I don't remember all the dates, but...
Horrible, man. Like she was taking action, she was taking agency about wanting to lead a better life and putting up that being like, look, I need help. I don't want you to smother me. I don't want that. I just want help when I ask for it. Yeah. Which is such a basic fucking human right and need. And she's laying out what she needs. Oh, man. And then it was just ripped away from it. Oh, fuck this one, man. This is horrible.
A serious case review was launched by an independent panel and found 23 missed opportunities to help Gemma. Gemma's murder would later be labelled as a mate crime. This is when people are abused, bullied or harassed by those who are considered to be their friends. It's more common with individuals who are vulnerable, isolated and aren't being regularly seen by any services or agencies. According to the Home Office, hate crimes against disabled people have risen by over 300% from 2011 to 2018. And that is the case of the murder of Gemma Hayter. I shouldn't have said the case, but...
I think this has been one of the worst ones to like listen to unfold, because I've been somewhere I'm like, oh, I know what this is, but like this one in particular, like I didn't know what was going to happen at each sort of new bit of info that dropped. So the more we went into it, the more I thought, this is just,
Disgusting.
You run out of words to say, because the words eventually feel like they lose meaning the amount of times we say them, but like they're used so often because these things are all encapsulated in that word. Like, it's hard to find something new to say about these fucking, like you say, heinous acts. Like, it's just, you wouldn't ever think people would be capable of doing that, but then evidently they are, and it boggles the mind that there are people out there who can do these sort of things and not care. And then also in this instance, a group of you do it, 5 people, like that's like, so you mentioned Fred and Rose West earlier, that's like an odd pair, like, oh wow, shit, these 2 people are on the same wavelength about wanting to just commit some horrible crimes. But this is 5 people. Yeah, horrible.
It's absolutely, and like even like the case from like her being essentially neglected from agencies and social services and stuff is just horrendous. Like, I'll post a picture on our Instagram and TikTok of what her flat looked like, and as well, like how she would, like whenever a family asked to meet up, she would say no, not my flat, or she would organise like to meet up somewhere else other than her flat. Like, I'm not saying that they didn't see, but I'm saying like there's a warning sign.
Yeah.
And to then find a letter that she wrote 2 years before, like just asking for help with, like, I'm not saying like, oh, basic things, but I mean like she didn't want to be babied, she didn't want to be smothered, she just wanted help. She wanted to live independently. She just wanted help when she felt like she needed it. Yeah. And she didn't get it.
That's one of the most heartbreaking bits about it. Yeah, absolutely.
5 people to take advantage of her, like, disabilities and then her vulnerability as well, and like take advantage of her living space, and then how like she got given a TV and a radio like when she moved in, and then after her death when police searched her flat they were gone. So who stole them then?
Yeah,
it's just disgusting.
It's an awful story, that one.
So do we have any lighter notes to end on?
Well, let's find out. Should we go into the next section?
Let's go. Whee!
We're here. So that was a real heavy one.
Yes.
So let's take some time now just to let go of that weight. I'm just trying to smile.
I have quite a few things that have made me smile this last week. One of them was that I got tickets to go see Post Malone. I'm going to bullet fire these before I forget them. So I got tickets to go see Post Malone, EastEnders Live, and I have started a modelling clay for like a modelling clay arch mirror frame thing for the mirror. So I'll go into details. So yeah, I got Post Malone tickets. I'm absolutely buzzing.
I'm annoyed because like me and my girlfriend wanted to go. We've always said when Post Malone next goes on tour, let's get those tickets. And I was like, absolutely.
The big ass world tour. That just makes me cringe now.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit of I mean, the one thing, right, I'm sort of like, I've not listened to his new album yet. I've not listened to his country stuff. I'm not too big on the whole country thing. I liked his album before that. I don't know the title of it now. It's where he sat in the big pool. Banger. Well, good album.
I've listened to his country one because I love a bit of country. But and then I've listened to like Beer Bongs and Bentleys and Hollywood's Bleeding and whatever the one's called that he sings congratulations on. I don't know.
It's called the one that I really like is Austin. Banger of an album. So I really like that stuff. So if he was doing more of that on tour, I'd be even more gutted than I am right now. But if he's just doing country stuff, I'm fine to skip it this one, to be honest.
Well, it is a joint tour with an artist called Jelly Roll, and I didn't know who he was, and I asked my boyfriend, and I think he said he's a country singer.
But he's not there on the UK date, though. He's only doing a few days.
Which I'm not really too mad about. I'm sorry, Jelly Roll, but yeah, because it gives more Post Malone songs, and that's what I pay for.
You'd think for his tour, you'd want to just see good old Posty.
But actually, Post Malone, I have got a bit of a bone to pick with you, my love. Your ticket prices, who the fuck are you marketing towards? Because did you not know there's a cost of living crisis going on down here, my dear?
I was going to watch Oasis.
Yes, but but Oasis are like bigger than Post Malone. Not that I'm justifying the price of their tickets.
Yeah, but they're better. Sorry, he's better than them.
Standing, when I looked at standing, I think it was around £200 per fucking ticket to stand there for numerous fucking hours.
He is quite. I mean, again, I'm not justifying the price. Fuck that, man. But also, he is quite big.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ! I mean, fuck me. Who else is charging that price? But then I paid £80 per ticket, and we're seated right at the back, right at the top. So, I mean, when I look down, I'm probably going to be sick and shit myself.
That'd be me at Linkin Park. I'm excited to go, but I'm terrified about the height.
Yeah, it makes me a bit nauseous. And then we had EastEnders live.
Yeah, we were all there. I was there in London. No, I wasn't. I was lying.
I just looked as if I wouldn't know, but I just looked at you like, what? Yeah, EastEnders live was a journey, to say the least. So yeah,
I keep seeing clips of it on Twitter, and it looked quite cool. But I'm not that arsed. I mean, if I was with people that wanted to watch it, absolutely, I would have watched it. I'm not going to watch it on my own.
It was good, but I felt like I needed more bits of like actual. I don't want to say actual action, but I don't know. I felt like in some places it lacked. Before, do you not think? Because obviously that's when the taxi blew the Vic up. Yeah, right? That was at the end. It wasn't a taxi, Daniel. It was Reese Conwell, however you say his name, fucking piece of shit. Hunter pushed Ian in front of his car, and then he blasted into the Vic, and then it exploded.
When?
That was at the end of the.
When did I ask?
Fuck you.
But EastEnders, from what I saw on Twitter, pretty cool. Everyone is giving Lacey Turner flowers for coming up on maternity leave and coming in and knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, but I didn't know she was on maternity leave.
I didn't either until everyone was fucking blabbing about it.
No, me neither.
But good on her. Good for her.
And then I have if you just search TikTok like flower mirror frame or something, it will come up. So I've started doing that. However, a couple of days ago I realised my first error. The woman that I watched initially used foam clay and mixed painting with the foam clay, squished them together. Jobs are good and you're good to go. You're hot to go even. I did that, except I bought air dry modelling clay. So the paint would have mixed in, and I didn't score it because I've never used modelling clay before, apart from when I was in primary school. And then all the flowers fell apart. So I had to buy about 4,000 bottles of super glue, even though I got ID'd at 2 shops because people thought I was a glue sniffer. And then glued them all back together, and now I think they're falling apart again. But I have then since learned that you have to score them. And I've made a couple of more flowers, a moon, a sun, 2 clouds, and a couple of hearts. And I'm going to stick them all on once I'm done.
I was about to say, this is meant to be about, a happy bit in your life, and all you've done then is just complain.
That was intense.
Yeah, you just complained about all of that.
Yeah, but it's a good thing, though, because I'm looking forward to finishing it.
Yeah, but, still complaining about loads of it.
But, nonetheless, what's been your smile of the week?
Smile of the week? Just... Quickly, of today, I nearly fell over in my room today, which made me laugh. I got up from my desk, got my smoothie bottle to go and wash it, walked, and my toe got caught on my duvet, and flew across past the desk. It was really... I stopped for a minute, and I was like, oh, that could have been awful, because I could have whacked my TV, and all this sort of shit would have flown on the floor. So I stood there. My TV. I had a bit of a chuckle to myself. I thought, I nearly fell over then and really could have...
Are you called Barry?
What?
Barry Chuckle.
Oh, Lois, I was dead. That's awful.
Oh, dear Maria.
It's
been a long week, my loves, and it's only Tuesday.
Shit. But no, actually, I can't believe I've forgotten this. Last week, I went to see 2 shows. I saw Dear Evan Hansen at the theatre, which I really enjoyed.
The theatre?
The theatre. Really enjoyed that. Act 1 was really, really good. Act 1 was solid. Act 2, for me, the show really just fucking grinds to a halt.
What did you see? Did you just say?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Good active listening skills there.
Is it Dear Evan Henson or something?
Hansen.
Oh,
yeah, Act 1's really fun, really good. I say fun, it's a bit of a fucking depressing play. And then Act 2 comes along, and for me, it grinds to a massive halt. There's about 3 good songs in the act, and they're all splintered sprinkled throughout. There's a really, really boring song at one point, which just drove me mad. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that. And then it's kind of the week before that, I went to go see Miles Smith. And he was very
you
fun.
went to a gig.
I did. I went to a gig.
I've never heard that.
You'd never heard of a gig?
No, I've never heard of that person you went to see.
Miles Smith, yeah, he was big on TikTok, Lewis. I think that's where.
Oh my god, I must know him. I'm chronically online.
You joke, but you are though.
No, not really.
Yeah, no, he was really good. He was really good. I think most of his audience were. Well, I thought there'd be like just still the TikTok generation, but there's a fair few older people in there. The song he's most known for, Stargazing, is the one I really don't give a shit about because it's just been overplayed.
Stargazing.
Yeah.
Daniel, please don't tell me it's that one I'm thinking of because I hear that every day on Heart Radio.
Take my heart away.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah. Oh god, Daniel, I know exactly who you went to see.
Yeah. No, that song can't be asked for. Does me head in, but he's got some other bangers, and he was really fun, really cool. So that made me smile.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I thought about this driving home. I have a song to recommend to the people and to also you because I was listening to it on my drive home. The sun was shining. I thought, what a beautiful day. So this also made me smile. Actually, it's called "Can I Call You Tonight" by Dayglow. And as soon as I hear the first chime of the song, I'm immediately taken back to 2020 when the sun was out all the time. Lockdown was in. We're staying at home, and I would only leave the house to walk my dog. Beloved Rugs.
Oh.
And I mean, what a shit time, but what a time to be alive.
Yeah, it really is a very odd thing to look back on. Everyone has such different experiences in lockdown. Mine was a bit... But, yeah. If we're going to recommend songs, that's what we're doing now. My most recent song is on my playlist. One of them is Little by Little by Miles Smith. And the other is Take Me to Church, the Gleecast version. And I'll leave you on that.
I sing that little by little.
Little by little.
I don't think I know that one.
Little by little.
No, I don't think
That's
I know
how
that
it goes.
one.
It was really good live, that one. Really good. They really make the song a lot longer than it is. And it's fun. It was a good time.
I also recommend So Close to What by Tate McRae. Oh, whoa. That album is a beautiful album.
Cool. All right. Well,
Okay.
I think that wraps it up, to be honest. I think
I'm
in a pretty good mood, I feel. I feel I have been lifted.
With our banter.
Yeah, sure. Wouldn't it be like?
Well, mine.
We got an outro yet?
No.
We'll get one for next week. Next week, we'll have an official outro. There we go. I like doing these little teasers for each week. Gives us a little incentive to come back, you know?
And next week, we're doing our first serial killer case.
We're in double digits now. It's time to get serious.
I thought you were going to say cereal.
We're in double digits now. It's time to get serial.
There we are.
TikTok, Instagram. We'll see you there.
Ta-ta, bye, bye, bye.
Bye-bye.
No, you say ta-ta, bye.
Nope.
Oh, please.
Nope.
Fuck you.
Bye.
Goodbye.